give them an opportunity to perform in Grahamstown and to be presented on a wider stage throughout South Africa.
Let's dissect the winners. Mohau Modisakeng, who won for visual art, and as far as I know, he's more of a performance artist as well. What is it about his work that caught the judge's eye?
Well, I think in the case of all these young artists, over the years, they've been presenting themselves as interesting, wide-ranging young artists who've got something to say. And I think what the Standard Bank Young Artist Award looks for is people who are going to make a wider impact in the future, who've already made something of an impact but are ready for a much bigger stage. And I think in all cases, this gives their career a boost that they can well accept, I think.
Siya Makuzeni, for instance, one could argue that, the award should have gone when, was more active and back then, not now. How do you explain that,
Well, I think what we look for in Standard Bank Young Artists is people who are already making an impact. They don't necessarily have to be extremely young because the age limit is 33. So I think in the case of Siya Makuzeni, she's already contributed a lot to the jazz scene. And now this award at this particular stage of her career will mean that she gets this extra image, extra boost to her career, which will then project her further on a sort of international career as well.
How do we measure the success of, winning SBYA for a normal artist, for instance?
Well, I think if you look at the range of artists who've been Standard Bank Young Artists over the years, there are, I think, 144 of them now. Because this award goes back to 1981 when it started. 1984, Standard Bank came on as the sponsor. So there have been 144 young artists, and when you look at the sort of people who've been there, Sibongile Khumalo, William Kentridge, Kesivan Naidu, I mean, they're all...
Bungeningem as well,
Selo Make Kangumbe. There are many people who are now quite famous who've been young artists. And I think it just, at a crucial stage in their career, it gives them the publicity and the lift that they need to take them to the next stage.
Now, the theatre award went to a woman, and the last time a woman won was Zinzi Mhlongo. That was back in 2012. Is this by any means a reflection of the gender imbalance in theatre in South Africa?
Well, I think we always look for a gender balance. And in the arts, it's not difficult because there are so many fantastic, both male and female artists. And I think Jade Bowers is a really worthy winner. Avigail Bushakevitz on the music side, also a fantastic young violinist. And, when they come to the National Arts Festival, she will be given an opportunity to do a recital and then to do something with the orchestra also, whichever orchestra is present at the festival. So they get a cash prize as well, which then helps them further on their own career. So, I think there's always a nice gender balance to be had, but particularly in the arts, because there are so many men and women involved in the arts.
What is it about Jade Bowers that caught the judge's attention? Because, I spoke to her, I think, a couple of weeks ago. She had just staged something at Grahamstown as well. She did something with Waro Nasiane as well. What is it about Jade that is so interesting about her work?
Well, I think in the case of all the young artists, they are testing the boundaries. And I think anyone who's prepared to test those boundaries needs to be acknowledged, needs to have their work further promoted. And I think in the case of Jade, that's certainly true. Looking for unusual elements in people's work. They're at the cutting edge, I think, of arts in South Africa.
How soon do they start work for Grahamstown?
I should think straight away. Because if you think of it, the National Arts Festival is coming up in end of June, beginning of July next year. So 6 months in the arts is not a long time. 8 months now maybe. But they already start preparing. And in the case of visual arts, of course, it takes longer to prepare a body of work for the festival. But one of the really good things in visual art, Mohau Modisakeng is the winner, is that then the Standard Bank Gallery can also take it on after the festival. and Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, for example. So I'm sure you will be seeing Siya Makuzeni in the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. And Standard Bank has a presence throughout Africa. And certainly in the case of past winners, they've taken the jazz and music people all over Africa. So it's given them a real wide platform to show what they can do.
You're the music director of Grahamstown.
No, I'm not really the music director.
Yeah.
I'm on the artistic committee, and I have worked a lot at Grahamstown. So, yes.
What are you looking forward to the most? Abigail is the winner for music this year. What's your role then in putting together the concert for Grahamstown?
Yeah. Well, I'm one of 3 people on the music committee, the artistic committee. So we all cooperate and work together. Patrick Tikolo is on the committee and Samson Diamond, so we talk a lot together. And I'm busy sorting out with Ismail Mohammed, the artistic director of the festival, the direction that the concerts should go in, because it's not only the concerts that the orchestra is involved in, there are many concerts that happen, both on jazz side, light music side, classical music side. So there are lots of different elements. And it's exciting to see how much we can do with the budget that we have available. Budgets are important, as you know.
And very important. Richard, thank you so much for talking to us. Richard Cock, renowned conductor. If you talk about South African choirs, there's no way you can't mention Richard Cock in there. Well, he's from the National Arts Festival Committee member and talking to us about the 2016 Standard Bank Young Artist Awards, which were announced on Wednesday night in Sandton. Morning Live will bring you as many as 5 winners. Next weekend, we'll dedicate the show to Standard Bank Young Artist next weekend. All right, let's take a break. Stay with us.